Oh ho! I'm so excited to see you here on my YouTube show, Sunday Redial, where I recommend all the most interesting independent art that it's possible nobody has shown you yet. This is my treasured friend, the enchanted ferret Akari, and my name, just like my show, is Sunday Redial. My voice is given to me by a nice girl called Komugi, who animates a web series called Genki and Sienna, and I was brought to life through artwork by a cool guy named Z-Cypher, who both have commissions open right now. Link to both of their works can be found in the About page below, as well as in text on screen, which will also be the case for each artist that I tell you about in this weekly video series. For instance, my voice actress Komugi contributed this segment to the Hi Hi Puffy Amiyumi reanimation project.
New! Panda Pal in every box.
The trailer for which can be found on Newgrounds, and her segment is hosted on the Genki and Sienna channel, both of which are linked below. The writer of this video, Trixie the Golden Witch, also has a new Let's Play channel with her apprentice and Golden Butterflies moderator, Gigadonk, called Slime Dolls, which features channel artwork from fellow Golden Butterflies moderator Nisa, whose Blue Sky is linked below. In their first series, which releases monthly, Gigadonk is currently introducing Trixie to Dragon Quest I, as first remade on the Super Nintendo. Their 90-minute introductory episode covers about a third of the game and showcases the budding friendship of master and apprentice meeting for the first time, while Gigadonk drops knowledge on the history and context of the series, voicing characters and explaining the mechanics. Here's a short clip from the episode.
Quick question: do we want to be one of those gaming shows where we read the text out loud in character?
Do you prefer that for this game, do you think? Is there a lot of text?
This game isn't that text heavy. I think
Let's go for it. Alright, do you want to play the king?
Sure.
Giga, descendant of the legendary warrior Otto. We've been awaiting your arrival. Hero Giga, please defeat King Dragon and return the Ball of Light by any means possible. Well then, be off, Hero Giga.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about myself after that reading.
Could you imagine if I had not encouraged her to read the text?
Gigadonk can also be found on her personal vlogging channel, simply called Gigadonk, where she offers social commentary in videos like The Trans Debate is Over, adventure logging in videos like Midwest Melodies, and other fun stuff like tier listing the Star Wars movies. Here's a funny moment from the Midwest Melodies video.
Boy, coming up on Decatur's famous Stinky Bridge. There's Staley's. This is the corn processing plant. This is where corn is processed. It's where I was born. Smell that? That's Decatur. That's what Illinois smells like. Oh, get a shot of the garbage. Get the giant trash mountains over there. Yeah.
The Deathless is a web novel written by Golden Butterflies moderator Amy Worrell, an isekai rebirth story aimed at older audiences and filled with violence and sorrow. New chapters are released every Saturday, with 5 already published at the time of this writing, so we'll be here reminding you about the new chapters every week from this point forward. The story is described on its webpage as follows. Kai's memories of her past life surfaced when she was still a child. Born among the Nagra hunters the same day 2 stars fell, her hair and eyes the same hue as the green one, she remembered a world of skyscrapers and hospital beds. Now 15 once again, Kai remembers her first parents, loves the second ones, knows with all her being that her escape will hurt them, but can't bring herself to desire nothing but to live the life she had once been denied. Some among the Nagra believe her to be a sign, though none know of what. Kai alone is privy to the answer, but the truth is better kept to herself. The Nagra hunters migrate every year with the coming of winter, and for the first time Kai is allowed to follow as their equal. Opportunities await her in Kakinse, the first steps of a journey that can lead across continents, seas, deserts, and forests, kingdoms and empires, depending on which direction the compass of her heart points, if there is such a choice to be made. The cover for the series was designed by Carolyn Leager, Elion, with lettering by Amy Worrell. Harpy Story is a new webcomic by Golden Butterfly's administrator, Ellen Horizon, which releases new pages one by one on Blue Sky and in the Golden Butterfly's Discord. The story's tagline is "Monster Love Will Save the World," and it centers on the slice-of-life stories of a lesbian monster girl couple trying to make a living in a dangerous magical world. There are 22 pages available at the time of this writing, which means that the first chapter isn't finished just yet, but what's here is already adorable and will be keeping you up to date on it each week of the Sunday Redial show. Sarah Louise has been releasing music of every style and structure imaginable under a cavalcade of different aliases for more than a decade, including at least 6 fantastically unique releases from this year so far alone, assuming that another one didn't drop while Trixie was writing this. If you need a great place to start into the endless world of intimate sound textures comprising Sarah's music, check out the album called We Hold Ourselves to This Standard, Let's Never Be Naked, releasing under the name X2001X. Here's a few samples of different songs to give you a sense of Sarah's range on just this album. Sarah also put Akari and I onto this phenomenally intimate bedroom pop album called North Star Satellite from the artist Holiday Girl 1224. These sweet tunes had us jamming the whole way through, creating this very video. Here's an example of what it sounds like. While she was telling us about all of this incredible music, Sarah also shared this note with us about a modding community we'd never heard about at all. Here's what she had to say. One more thing I want to also shout out is Noelle's other project, TBR Customs. It's a small community of programmers and modders led by Noelle, who are devoted to developing custom DLC for the Beatles Rock Band and making it as authentic as possible to the real thing. It's an intense project that's basically a full-time job she does 100% for free, and it's totally worth checking out if you like rhythm games or the Beatles or like modding, I guess. Another friend of ours from the Golden Butterfly's Discord, called Zerakiel, has recently decided to start posting some of the music that she's made in the past to the internet for the first time, including some experimental lo-fi hip-hop soundscapes. Here's an example of what they sound like. Rhyme Kickflips is a musician and vlogger of much renown, with a new album full of ripping punk rock tunes called Broke. Here's what it sounds like. Rhyme is always promoting great stuff from the community tabs of her multiple YouTube channels, including Shitty Kickflips and They Should Make Larger Fruits, which is why we asked her what we should check out from inside of her world this week. She put us onto Oracle M, her camerawoman, bandmate, and best friend's new single, Errors, which I'll also let you hear immediately.
Destructive tendencies could tear me apart, but a gift in my soul, that's the light. It could ripped in my soul, 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 ripped in my soul.
Rhyme and her friends are always releasing awesome art, such as her recent 5-minute visual novel called Sleepy Girl, and so we'll probably be highlighting her work and her friends' work regularly on Sunday Redial. Taperclip is another resident golden butterfly with a new manga called 5 Rejections. It's a funny isekai parody about a guy called Yuji that doesn't want to date any of the 5 girls that are obsessed with him, but whose affections he can't seem to escape even in rebirth. Taperclip also has a podcast with my voice actress Komugi called Scooter Pitch, on which artists submit their pitches for creations they have in mind to be reviewed and usually encouraged. Here's a sample of what their show is like.
Well, the benefit of that is if you make a bunch of new friends on your page that is named after the book, then that's a bunch of people who are seeing that Blue Sky page and going, oh, that's the name of a book. I'll read that book. So it's like they're not just befriending Amy, who happens to be the author, we're befriending the Blue Sky page of this book series. That can be very big. And it allows people to follow you if they only want to know about the book. So if you're posting about the book on Amy Worrell Blue Sky, then all of your lovely friends who love Amy as a person are going to find out about the book. But if you have fans who only want to know about the book, then they're not gonna potentially follow that unless they like really know the ins and outs. But if you have a page for the book, people who are into the book are gonna follow that.
If you love old school 90s jungle electronica music, you might enjoy the album Love and War by Drink's Menu, which dropped last January, and they've got a new album on the way that we'll be sure to share as soon as it drops. Here's an example of what they sound like. Resident golden butterfly Malik created this small surreal game called The Curious Case of Gregor Samsa and the Mass Transformation of Prague that you can play in browser on itch.io, and which I'm not really sure how to describe, so here's a small snippet of the game experience.
Where Buggy. This was where the conquest began. This is where the fundamental change that began in the room outside his room metastasized.
Donnie Cow Tools of the Cow Tools Collective and another resident golden butterfly created this mega mix of eclectic foreign music found on his favorite radio station, 102.9 FM, which he calls the Intense Mix. It can be found on Bandcamp for download, but also on YouTube with this really cool visualizer that I'll preview for you now. Racky the Robot Guy is a resident golden butterfly currently taking art commissions whose phenomenal illustrative work can be found on Blue Sky and in the We Create board on the Golden Butterflies Discord server. Likewise with Kino, who posts their inked works regularly on Blue Sky and whose links can also be found on the Golden Witch Linktree, resident golden butterfly Elaine created this fantastic animation for my voice actress Komugi depicting her husband, Tirami, with the caramel dancin' dance. They also have animations and fan works for Trixie the Golden Witch, and a very emotional written video about their experience with dissociation resulting from trauma, which I recommend only to those who can handle sincerely emotional content. Here's a preview of their Trial of the Golden Witch AMV.
Young hearts full of art and worry, you don't need to hurry, but you must continue. Do not let the message within you fall on deaf ears. Keep your hands moving till the truth appears. Embrace the fears and scream them. If the tears are fake, then make me believe them.
Shabes is another resident golden butterfly who makes fantastic anime videos on his channel Caribou Coon. He has released 3 videos recently, which were the result of him watching every installment of Sally the Witch and Himitsu no Ako-chan in order to create 2 analysis videos for both of these monumental anime, and the 3rd video called Don't Call Them Magical Girls, in which he compares these 2 first ever magical girls to how the genre has become today. Akari and I really appreciated the segment where Caribou Coon stated the importance of talking animal mascots and how they're truly an important part of the genre. Tetsico the Train Witch, another resident Golden Butterfly, recommended that we share his love for Ume Tuki fan games in this video. Here's the note that he left us about some projects that are worth checking out. What I'd love to get recommended in your video is the Ume Tuki online project. I'll write a little blurb for it to give context. Ume Tuki is a cult classic video game that inspired so much and was made by one dude we barely know anything about. It inspired hundreds of people to make fan games in the same format. You're a shut-in who just goes to sleep and lucid dreams. You collect effects to change your appearance, and there are a few other smaller quirks that almost all games inspired by Ume Tuki share. Any game in this style is largely a walking art exhibit, often a window into the creator's subconscious in a lot of ways. This website is a fan-led project to make Ume Tuki and a bunch of fan games accessible, and also to turn them into an online experience. You can meet people while wandering, or hang out in specific places and chat, or go exploring with people. There are weekly goals to find places, badges to unlock, and it adds a lot of great features to a ton of these games. Two games I want to draw attention to are Ume Tuki and Collective Unconscious. Both of these games are community-created projects. Tuki started on 2channel, and I can't even imagine the number of people who contributed. Anything from whole worlds to just a music track or small collectible. And the thing is, it's still being updated constantly. The 18th anniversary was just the other day. The game is a massive labyrinth and is ever expanding. It truly nails the dream aspect of its concept. Collective Unconscious is similar in that it's a community effort, but one focused around the community within the Ume Tuki online project. This one is specifically built around the MMO aspect, but it's still relatively new, so there is lots to come with that. We thank Tetsico again for this recommendation, and with that, we've completed the first week of our new show, Sunday Redial. I can't thank you enough for checking out all of these incredible works from my very special friends and the people that they care about, and I hope that you'll investigate my creators, voice talent Komugi, who animates Genki and Sienna, artist Z-Cypher, whose booths can be found at conventions in the radius of Minneapolis, and writer Trixie the Golden Witch, whose YouTube can be found in... Oh, you must already realize how to get there by now. I'd also like to give a special shout out to Golden Butterfly resident Sunlight Vector, who donated to my actress Komugi the microphone she used to record this video. Akari wants you to know that they love you, and I want you to know that I love you too. Send me anything you'd like to see talked about in the next episode of the show on the Golden Butterflies Discord server, and keep making amazing art for all of us to enjoy every week. I'm Sunday Redial. This is Akari, and we can't wait to see you again.